come here. So I have a little confession. As a matter of fact, go ahead and delegate it out and have somebody wrap your gift. These things go to our kids. They don't rip this open. We don't tape it shut. Little hack, they open it, they snag their gift card out, they probably throw it to the side. Me and my husband or my mom will nicely go and pick up that little cute box and put it back in our gift box in the garage, okay? Hey, great day everybody, and welcome to the Vlogmas Series 2025, where we are talking about lifestyle abundance, home abundance, business abundance, bank account abundance, and all the things in between. And so my name is Dr. TK, and I am starting you off with where abundance starts, which is in our home. And so I went to Hobby Lobby, took full advantage of 40 to 50% off, and I want to show you what I got for our home, which is more of an investment because we tend to use things a couple of years in a row, or we will swap out particular things. But if this is the season where you actually decorate your home, especially your living room, your trees, then I want you to grab your tea, grab your drink, have a seat, and enjoy this Vlogmas. All right, so are you ready for our favorite find? You know what I'm talking about. You're working from home, you're chilling at home, maybe you're a stay-at-home mom, and you need that infamous, beautiful coffee cup, teacup that sits on your tea bar, sits by your coffee, your Keurig, and all the things. And you just want to look cute when you sip out of this cup in the morning or the afternoon or the evening. And so I purchased this for 40% off right before Black Friday. It was $11.99 on the sticker with 40% off. And as you can see, of course, because I love pink, and I'm bringing in the reds and the pinks as a different flavor for this holiday for my family with a hint of white and green, I thought that this would be a perfect match. And so take a look at this mug. It is beautiful. You have the red bows through and through. You have the swirls that look like a candy cane, right? And then it is a very deep cup. And what I like to do during the holiday is I like to put these, for me, I drink tea, my husband drinks coffee, and I like to decorate our tea and coffee bar with the season that we are in. And then what I'll do is put this out more for decorative purposes, but I do use it every single day. And then I will swap out maybe every other day, different types of mugs that I have, for example, for the holidays. And so I would encourage you, if you want cute mugs like this and you see them, make sure that you get them once you see them, because it's not a guarantee. When you come back to stores like Hobby Lobby, or if you go to a different store, it will actually have it in stock. Okay, so next I actually want to show you, after the mug, what I actually invested in that got me on this hitch of finding the rest of the matching decor. And so I found this in the front section. They're typically all the way in the front of most Hobby Lobbies, right in front of the cash register, and or you can find them typically near the scrapbook area. But for the holidays, they tend to put them in your face. Now, this is something that we've invested in, these 3-tier boxes, and they have different themes for different holidays and different aesthetics. And so because I was on, again, the ribbon, you know, I decided to go ahead and swap our original red, white, and green that we have on our entertainment center under our television. I chose to swap it out with this year. And so this box was $7.99. I did get it at 40% off. It is called Christmas Party Box. It is 12 by 12 by 4 inches. And one of the things that we do as a hack is that after we are done with Christmas, we actually put some of the decorations and ornaments inside. That way we're not putting every single thing in a box. And so I have 3 sizes. This is the first size here. And as you can see, it's round. And when it does open, let's see if, okay, it has the different color red and pink and white strips inside, and it's pretty deep. And so we've placed all Christmas ornaments inside these every single year. Now, the next size is 14 by 14 by 6, okay? So this is the middle size. This was 40% off at $9.99, exact same interior. It's just a lot larger. And what you wanna do is you wanna stack it up like a cake, okay? So I'm gonna show you the bigger one that goes on the bottom, but you can be extra. You can put bows on it to make it look like a gift. You could do whatever you choose. We just choose to stack it up in a corner or maybe in the middle and then surround it by lights and other decorations. All right, finally is the third one. And so the size is 15 by 15 by 6. And when I say 15, it's like 15.63. When I say 6, it's 6.75. But this was $10.99, so it was like $1 extra per tier. This one stacks on the bottom. As you can see, based off of the depth of it, it can hold a lot of large ornaments as well, and it's pretty sturdy. Ours is in our garage. We've had this stack since 2020 and 2025. And so in terms of like a different pattern. And so this is our second batch. They also have them in square and other different types of shapes, but I chose just to stick with the 3 that we usually get with the new color scheme and pattern. And so this one was $10.99. And yeah, this is my stack of 3, my little mini cake under my entertainment center. All right, so that is where I started. And then I went to Hobby Lobby on Black Friday and I went to a different location than my original one that I go to all the time. And when I tell you that they had every single item that I was looking for, from gift wrapping paper to gift boxes, gift bags, napkins, plates, and everything in between, which I'll show you in a second, I could not help myself, and they were 50% off. And so are you ready? Do you have your tea or your coffee or your drink? Get prepared, because this is going to be a beautiful scene. So let's go ahead and go through every item. Okay, so the first item, I do like to serve and decorate our island in our kitchen because we do have brunch. And so these were $2.99, which in actuality, they were $1.50. Now I only got two. I decided not to do as many, but this could technically be on your table. It is tinfoil at the bottom. You can use it for a variety of different purposes. And so you could set these out on the table and then put your decorative plates or your glass plates on the top. Or like myself, I will choose to put them on our island, and then for our cups, our napkins, anything decorative that goes with our Christmas brunch that we have every year, I will just place the napkins on top of here. And I purchased two. There are different sizes, but this to me is the most interchangeable that I can use either on the dining room table and or when we serve the food. And so it has the Merry Christmas in the middle, and then it has the exact same bows. And again, they were $2.99 with 50% off. Okay, now speaking of place settings, we choose not to wash dishes when we have our brunch. Typically how we set it up is we do breakfast, like a waffle bar, sausage, potatoes, scrambled eggs, all those things. In the morning, the kids open up all their gifts. We do a gift exchange with family members. We do games, and then we pull out the soul food. And so needless to say, people are over at our house until about 4 o'clock or until it gets dark because of the time change. And so we choose to stack up on recyclables, and I like to go with the theme. And so these are some cute little plates. Now, what I do love about the plates, I got 2 packs, is that they're not the regular round. As you can see, they have the shape going around, almost looks like a clam. Reminds me of the Little Mermaid at Disneyland or something. And so these were 50% off, and they were $6.99. So I got both of them actually for the price of one. That's how I see it. So each one was $3.50, and they do have different sizes. So this is the second size. This is more of a smaller plate for your hors d'oeuvres, for your side snacks. Also for us, we do cupcakes, we do a yogurt parfait bar and things like that. And so these were $5.99 at 50% off. So it was $3. And it comes in a count of 20. Let me actually tell you the count of the bigger ones. So the bigger ones also came in a count of 20. So we prefer to have more versus running out, and then people have to go through our cabinet to actually get our glassware, and then we are left with a lot of dishes. And I don't want to do dishes after having a long Christmas day and cooking and entertaining 2 to 3 times, okay? All right, so we couldn't have placeware if we did not have some pretty little napkins. And so they did not have the larger size napkin. This was $5.99, 50% off, so $3. It comes with a count of 50 napkins. They typically are very thick and good of use. Now, of course, you can buy the soft big packs at like Costco and Sam's Club, and we do have those, but I still want to have a stack that goes along with our decor. So I have this large stack of napkins, and then I'll also purchase this smaller size. This is what it looks like on the other side. And these are a set of 50 as well, $4.99 with 50% off. And again, I will put these on the island where people will get their forks, their spoons, and all of their utensils for their breakfast and their brunch. All right, come here. So I have a little confession. I kind of went and mixed in some gingerbread decor, but it's for my son. So let me show you. He really likes to help us out in the kitchen. So I have a big striped one, and I got him a gingerbread cute little apron for little kids. And it has 2 pockets in the front. It's white inside, green over the head strap, plus the tie in the back. This was 50% off as well, and it was $16.99, but we wash these and we use them every single year. And I remember he was with his cousin the other day, and he was like, "Don't I have an apron just like you?" And I said, "Well, you have mine, but it's a lot larger." And so I wasn't looking for it, but when I went down the aisle, when I was looking for my ribbon stuff, I saw this hanging up, and I cannot help but to get it. And I have boys, and so even if I would have saw these ribbons, I would not have gotten them. My preference for my son, but the gingerbread I know that he will love. So he actually is not at home right now, so he doesn't even know that he has this. When he comes home, I will do a little unboxing with him, and he will see that he has an apron. Okay, so now I'm actually going to walk you through the aisles that I went through in order to collect my next items. So when you go in Hobby Lobby, typically right in front of the register, depending on if you go right or left, I typically go left where the registers are. That's where they have these stackable boxes at. And then typically right aside from, on the right hand side of the register, if you're facing the store on the left hand side, they will typically have your utensils, your napkins. Now, I choose not to buy the forks and all those things in color because we typically buy those in bulk from Sam's Club or Costco during holiday seasons, and they last for years because they give you a set of 500. But hey, to each his own. If you want to get the red and the pinks, that's fine. But for actual utensils, I would prefer just to get the box of the clear, not white, forks, spoons, and knives. And so once you pass that aisle, then you will go into more of the table setting, which is where I found my son's apron. And so you will also see wrapping paper. You will also see a lot of gift boxes, gift card boxes, and everything that you can pretty much think of to wrap a gift, along with the big bags that you can stuff a lot of gifts in. And so right now I'm going to take you down that aisle with me, and I'll show you what we got in the theme of the ribbon. All right, so first thing that I found were these little gift bags. And so like I mentioned a moment ago, we do gifts with our canes, and then we also do gifts for our guests, which is typically our immediate family members, parents, grandparents, uncles, aunts, cousins, sisters, and brothers and things like that. So this is a pack of gift sacks. It is a 12 count. It is 5 by 10 by 3 inches. It was $2.99 with 50% off, so $1.50. They are pretty long, as you can see. And you can put like little gifts in here for kids. So for example, if I wanted to do something like this, even for my son's classmates, I would just get 2 of these, and then I would put little trinkets in there. So I don't know exactly how I'm going to use these, because we now need to sit down and think about the games that we're going to play this year, the gifts that are going to go along with the games, and will the gifts go in here? Will we do prank gifts again? Will this be part of a family full game? I'm not sure. But again, because it was $1.50, I could not pass it up, because I know that we always play games. All right, so in the same aisle, they also have gift card holders. And so we do gift cards for games where we've done Chipotle, Starbucks, anything that we know is pretty much near all of our family members, Panera Bread. But we also do gift cards for the kids and for immediate family members. So I decided to stack up because, again, I do not want to go back when I'm starting to plan all this stuff out and then I don't have enough. I'd rather have more than enough and then allow it, which is why it's an investment, to flow over. Because if these things go to our kids, they don't rip this open, we don't tape it shut. Little hack, they open it, they snag their gift card out, they probably throw it to the side. Me and my husband or my mom will nicely go and pick up that little cute box and put it back in our gift box in the garage, okay? And so these, I got a stack of 4. They were $2.99, so $3, $1.50, 50% off. It is a red back. They are pretty thick. I'm not going to open these, but typically it's just a cute little place for you to put a nice gift card, and they're pretty wide. They're not narrow. And so if this is something that you wanted to make your gift card a lot more decorative versus the Amazon printout, if you do not have enough time to, because we wait to the last minute, to actually get a physical gift card, even if it is a sheet of paper, then you can put it in here. Same aisle, right behind the cash registers, there are bags. And so these are a good size. Let me see if I can find the size for you. I may not. Oh, here it is. So this was $3.99 with 50% off. And they do not have a sign, but I do love the mesh ribbon. And what I do love is that they're big enough to put, for example, a box of shoes in here, a jacket. So for example, if I had something like this, now this came compressed. I ordered this from Amazon, I'll link below because it is cute. But something like this plus other items in which you don't feel like wrapping and you just want to put some tissue paper on the top, then I would recommend you do bags. And that's another reason why I like themes for the holiday, because it reduces the amount of actual boxes that I need to wrap. And so if you are looking for a time hack and you are the one wrapping the gifts, I would recommend that you, now please note, the kids gonna rip these boxes apart, okay? They might even rip your bag. But if you don't feel like wrapping the gift, I would say that time is of the essence, and go ahead and not waste your time and just stuff the bags and stuff the boxes that I'll show you in a second. Okay, so these are the boxes that I was referencing. They come with a pack of 5. It is 14 by 9 by 1. They go probably about that thick. Now, again, it depends on how you like to have fun with your kids or family members, okay? These were $4.49 with 50% off. And so one of the things that we do with our kids, depending on what kind of holiday we're having, meaning did we invest more in a life experience of going to, like last year, we knew we were taking the kids to Walt Disney World for New Year's. So we did not go overboard with, I mean, they got a lot of individual gifts, don't get me wrong, but we could have probably stuffed them all in a bag. And so what we do to make the gifts stretch, if you're a parent, you know, is we will put, let's just say if someone got an outfit, but the outfit for real didn't go together, it was just an outfit in our head. It wasn't like a Gap sweatsuit, which that would clearly just go in one box or one bag. But if it's like my eldest son, a shirt, 3 pair of jeans from Fashion Nova, 2 shirts off of Macy's or Nordstrom's or whatnot, I will take every single item, depending on how many boxes I have, because I'm not gonna keep just buying boxes, but it will look like they have about 50 gifts when in actuality, they may really have 25, which is still a lot, and we are very blessed. But I just love the joy of them opening up all of these gifts, especially the youngest one, because it just looks like, oh my gosh, I got 50 items. But in reality, it's like 50 divided by 2. So if you want a parental hack and you just like the kids opening up gifts, then get individualized things like this. You can put tissue paper inside or not. They're going to rip it out anyway. And go ahead and get yourself some boxes of bags, okay? Okay. So now we're talking about the bag stuffers. So you can put the tissue paper at the top. You can also wrap your gifts up and put them in boxes. And so I choose to just get the larger count. I like to diversify the different type of paper. I just don't like to do white because I never know what color scheme I'm going to use every single year, and I'd rather have a variety. So this comes with 120 counts. It was $9.99, so really it was $5. And it is 20 by 18, so they're really large pieces, but as you can see, it comes with the Merry Christmas, red and white. Then it looks like maybe regular red. It has like a little bit of the ribbon right here. It looks like some Christmas lights, some white, and then some red and white snowflakes, and then also some green and white stripes. So we like mixing it up so that nobody knows who gifts it is. And I typically use a lot of the tissue paper when we do gifts for our family members and the games. And so make sure that you get you some tissue paper. That way also these kids are not looking, let's talk all the way real. These kids are not looking in these bags trying to figure out what's in the bag, who is the bag for, and all the things in between. And so nope, I covered up with about 3 rounds of the tissue paper and they can't tell me nothing. All right, so your girl loves still wrapping paper. There are particular gifts that we just like to wrap boxes. We like to trick the kids. We like to put 3 boxes inside of a big box. We like to be extra, and we typically save those for last. And so I got 2 of these that goes with the theme. This size is $9.99, so it was $5. It's 100 square feet, 30 by 40, 480 inches. Now, one thing I will say about Hobby Lobby's paper, it ain't no cheap paper, meaning it ain't just gonna tear as soon as you unravel it. It will not run out after you wrap one gift. You know what I'm talking about, depending on your age. We used to shop at Kmart. People get their paper at, the Dollar Tree. No shade, but I'm just saying, you might as well get the biggest bang for your buck. So go ahead and find a Hobby Lobby. So I got 2 of these, and then I wanted to mix it up because we do tend to wrap the kids' gifts in different colors, just in case a name tag falls off, hack, that we know whose gift is whose, okay? So this is a typical Merry Christmas, red and green, but I wanted to just get something that goes along with the ribbons, the 3 different colors, and it looks very nice under our tree, so that of course, for picture purposes, it is a beautiful sight to see. So get you some wrapping paper that is thick. All right, so we can't have wrapping paper without some cool gadgets. Now, I did not go into my garage and take this out, but I do have a special pair of scissors that is just for Christmas, but we use all different kind of pairs. But I saw this little hack right here, okay? Look at this. It is a gift wrap cutter, $5, which means that it was $2.50. And look at the little picture, okay? Look at the picture. Look at what it does. So you set in the wrapping paper like this, and then it looks like you just do one of these. That is so time management fire, right? Because no one has time to sit here and try to figure out the line. Now, one thing that I typically love about Hobby Lobby's paper is that on the back side, it has the blue line squares, so that if you know where your gift wrapping paper stops, you just literally get a pair of scissors and you cut it. But it's the act of cutting it. Like I said, this paper is thick. This is a hack, and it came from the same store. It actually came from the same vendor, which means that this is definitely good enough to cut this thick paper. So get y'all one of these so that you're not sitting here cutting up paper for a long period of time. All right, now I did stock up on this. We tend to find more in the garage once we start pulling out everything. However, what I don't like to do is start wrapping things and then I cannot find, the tape. And so nor do I want to go to the store again. Once I'm done. Everything else will be ordered online. And so I just went ahead and got me some Scotch gift wrap paper. So one of the things I'll recommend when you're looking at the tape is make sure that you read if it's for gift wrap or not. Typically it is a free roll because you get them in bulk. And then what I love is that because it's gift wrapping paper, it knows the thickness of the paper. It also knows that we don't want to see the tape on the gift, okay? So still make it look cute. If you don't know how to wrap a gift, again, get some bags, get some boxes. As a matter of fact, go ahead and delegate it out and have somebody wrap your gifts for you. There are plenty of people probably around the community that you stay in that actually will wrap your gifts for a modest rate. So don't waste your time if you know they're not gonna come out cute and it is not going to look aesthetically pleasing under your tree. Go ahead and hire out. All right, so this next item actually came before the tree. I am going today to go pick up 2 trees because we did give our trees away last year. The thing about the flock trees, I still love flock trees, but over time, the flocking does not flock. But I still wanted the tree to look nice, and I caught these 50% off as well. So I've always wanted one of these where you put it on the bottom and it's called a tree collar. And instead of you putting the tree skirt, this just looks, it makes the tree rise up. It makes it look prettier. And for us, we don't put all of our gifts out until Christmas Eve. They are all around this house like a scavenger hunt along with other family members' houses. And so I wanted to show this to you. Now, this was a pretty penny, but it was an investment. So it is a tree collar. It is 28 by 12. It is only one count 3 pieces, and it has clearly our theme, a red big bow. So I went ahead and bought 2 of these because in our living room, we always have 2 trees, one on each side of the television. So I just wanted to make sure that when our trees arrived, that I could have these to decorate it because it just looks a lot nicer versus the regular tree skirt. And then if you use, artificial trees, you can still see the stick until we start stacking up the gifts, which is not until Christmas Eve. Okay, now speaking of trees, I want to do something new. We typically do a travel tree with all of our ornaments representing our travel destinations or resorts that we stayed in because we're also a Disney family. But I wanted to try out something new that I have seen on TikTok with people doing actual tutorials of how to do the jumbo ribbon for your tree where you can layer it, you can twist it. And so I really didn't know how many to buy, but because again, they were 50% off and we typically have some form of a red color in our Christmas theme every year. Again, I just decided to buy 2. So these are 2.5 inches by 75 feet, jumbo roll. I chose to go with the red velvet. It's very, very thick. And in the past, I used to buy not velvet, but another mesh type to wrap gifts. And I never knew that you can actually use it on a tree, but I would always see people with the ribbon. And I just thought that it came like that for some reason, kind of like a garland. But I want to try it out. So we'll see how it turns out. I know that that will take time, but I'm all up for some TikTok tutorials. All right. So get you some nice, beautiful, thick ribbons. And these were $6 each. All right, next I got these little Christmas trees. I decided initially that I was going to put them one on the side of the couch because we have like a little armrest thing there that I will put my cups and stuff on. And then also the middle floor because we're in a tri-level, the bathroom. I don't go above and beyond and decorate every single room for the holidays, but I do want to have something festive on the floor in which we choose to entertain. And so I got these little Christmas trees. Now, I bought 2 of them. They were $13.99, so they were $7. And I'm thinking that I actually may put them either in the bathroom or the boys' room. Now, I can always go back to Hobby Lobby. They probably still have 50% off, and I can get 2 more, but I only chose to get 2 just so I can place them and see how I like them. So it does have the little bottom here that looks like a little cute log. These are very light, and so you don't want to put it in a place where it's constantly going to fall down because as you can see, it flops. It definitely comes off if you shake it enough. But I think these are pretty cute and they have all different sizes, but I thought this would either be cute in more of like a winter wonderland theme, which my boys is more of a green tree with blue and the whites. And so this would go nice in their room. We will see once they decorate their trees if this would be a great accent, or we can put one in their bathroom and then we can just put one in the downstairs bathroom and I can leave the one that is on the side of the couch, just nothing there, or maybe a plant or something like that because we have the 2 big Christmas trees. Isn't this so adorable? So I got this for my younger son. We technically have 2 countdowns for Mickey Mouse for Christmas for the living room, but I decided to get my son this Stitch one for his bedroom. He is 7 years old and he already has a countdown on his iPad that he requested that we downloaded a year ago. And he started counting down Christmas about 65 days ago. And so every day that he wakes up, he says, "Hey mom, this is how many days are left for Christmas. And this is how many days are left for my birthday," which his birthday is like next year. And so this was $25.99. It was also 50% off. And we love Disney Aulani. We also love Disney. And so we thought that this would be a cute theme that he can have just for his room, or every morning he wakes up, he can either choose to count down to Christmas, or depending on what kind of child you have, they may even want to count down to their last day of school. You choose, I'll let him choose, but this would be great to sit right next to his television in his room. So what we've done for our boys, we have a 4-foot tree in our 7-year-old room because my grandmother gave it to him, which is his great grandma. It was something that she found in the shop behind the house. It already was pre-lit, so she gifted him that last year. And then when our eldest came home, he was like, "Hey, I want a tree," but we could not find a reasonable tree that's artificial to go in their room that was not over or like under $100. And so one day, me and my youngest son are running into the Dollar Tree to get some educational like materials and some coloring books, and there was one 6-foot artificial Christmas tree at the Dollar Tree for $20. So I decided to go ahead and get it. I'm glad I did because they did have a lot of 4-foot trees all of a sudden, but every time we go into the store now, we cannot see that 6-foot tree anywhere. So I'm very glad that I got that about 2 months prior to the holiday season. But with that said, I asked the boys, what color scheme do you want for your Christmas tree. Now, both of them have an accent wall in their bedroom. The eldest has more of a darker blue, and then the youngest son has more of a baby blue. And so they both said they wanted a blue themed Christmas tree, but both their Christmas trees are regular green, no flock. So you want to make sure when you have a dark scheme that you still choose a shade of color that still pops, where it doesn't blend in like camouflage with the tree, because then it doesn't even look decorated. So my son, because he has a smaller tree, we got him these little snowflakes. These were 50% off of $7.99 with a set of 24. They were $4. And initially I was actually going to get them some little soldiers, but it was like 3 for $20. And I'm like, no, they don't even sit in their room like that. And so what I decided to do instead is say, you know what, we have a lot of previous decor from previous years, and there's a lot of white, regular ornaments, shiny and regular white, that they can blend in. They don't need too many ornaments on their tree. So I decided just to keep it minimal, because they already, at least one tree has lights, where we're gonna put these little snowflakes on there, and then they can use a mix of the white ornaments. And then for my oldest son, it's the exact same thing. These were $11.99, a pack of 18, but because his tree is bigger, we want it to look fuller. So we got him these multi-pack. It's called Icy Blue. And then again, we'll give him a mixture of whites. But here is their cute little set that, you know, we'll decorate this week. Okay, lastly is the boys' decor for their room. So last year around Halloween, we decided to decorate their room plus their doors, and we put a commander hook, and it does not come off throughout the year. We just swap it out for whatever holiday or season they want to celebrate. So we chose to get some small, cute little snowflake wreaths. These were $5.99, so $6. So they were $3. And they can choose if they want to put a ribbon on them or not, but this is cute just the way it is, because it's a plain white door. And it just looks, again, like the Winter in Wonderland, which is why I said I may actually give them that little tree over there to put on their dresser, this on the door, and then in the corner, they can have their Christmas tree with lights, and then they can also decorate their windows if they would like. And so I bought 2 of these to put on their door, and I'm really excited because my youngest son has not seen any of this yet, and he's been waiting like a month, because believe it or not, we are actually about a month and a half behind our regular schedule. We had some other things going on. We also went out of town before the Thanksgiving holiday, so I wanted to attend to, in terms of my time capacity, I wanted to focus on the nature of the trip, the nature of certain things that were happening in my business in terms of launches, making sure that all my clients are seen before the holiday season. And so I chose to say, you know what, we're not in competition, if we're talking about mindset here, and we are going to decorate how we typically have decorated in the past before 2020, because that's when everything started getting decorated a lot earlier. And we were always decorating the day after Thanksgiving. And so I have chosen to decorate in the past, typically before the day of Thanksgiving, one, because we stopped having Thanksgiving at my home, which meant that people were not coming over for Thanksgiving and seeing Christmas decor. But also I like to enjoy my holiday decor. So whichever day you choose, I would highly recommend you take your time, you use Pinterest, you get your vision together for how you want certain areas of your home, your office, and other areas that you want to decorate. But I really hope that you've enjoyed this brief walkthrough of all of our beautiful decor for the living room and for our kids' bedroom. If you have any questions about any products, please let me know. Comment below, when do you start decorating for the Christmas holidays? Drop that date so that we can start talking in the comment section. If you like content like this, especially around abundant living, abundant mindset, I'm also a mom of 2 boys, so we have a mix of family vlogs, Disney vlogs, and just some fun times. So come back, subscribe to the channel, like this video, and make sure to let me know, when do you decorate for the holidays? I'll see you in the next video. Bye.